Today, my guest is Hava Beller, the director of the film The Restless Conscience, which is a documentary chronicling the German resistance to Hitler from 1933 to 1945. In the film, she brings to light a story not often told about various individuals, German individuals, from the military, from the legal profession, from academic elites who really risked everything to oppose the Third Reich from within. Um, and so, Hava, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
Um, so, my first question is, we obviously see a lot of films, and there are a lot of films about World War II and the Holocaust. And I, other than reading a novel by an author, Hans Fallada, called Every Man Dies Alone. I don't know if you've read that. I haven't I hadn't seen this story of documenting German, sort of official German resistance at the beginning uh, of the 30s. Um, was there a specific moment or discovery that sparked you to make this film?
I'm sorry, a specific moment.
That made you interested in making this film?
Oh, well, it was quite by chance actually that I found out. Basically, a friend of mine, musician, um, married a young woman, German, and they came for dinner one night. And afterward, I sat with her on the garden and I asked her about her, her, her upbringing, her past. And turned out that she's a daughter of one of the people who tried to kill Hitler. And it was the first time I heard about the fact that there was resistance. And I was incredibly sad. I didn't know. And then later on, when I found out um, that many people didn't know, and those who knew somehow something didn't want to know. And yeah, that's it. And well, what happened also following that was I was invited to lunch for the Danes, and thanks for the rescuing of the Jews during Hitler time. And they asked me what I'm doing, and I told them, the wife who was European understood immediately. The man who was not European was dubious. So I told him, I'm going to ask you what I asked myself. If I would be there at that time, at that place, what would I have done? Would I have stand up knowing that I will be killed for that? It was a choice. And he stopped and he said, well, uh, let me think about it. And I bumped into them a few weeks ago, later, and I asked, so, no. And he said, you know what? You were right. But I don't want to know about it. And that really shot me into it. I dropped everything within 3 weeks. I was in Germany. I don't speak German, although I was born there. uh, I didn't know anybody. Uh, my father gave me a little torn piece of paper with a telephone number to a friend of his. I went to Munich. I met her. We celebrated her birthday at midnight, and the next day my third birthday, my birthday. And she said, "I know the perfect person for you." She picked up the phone, and I then followed up. I had lunch the next day, and I went off and running. I,
Wow.
so that
So, I
was
mean, it's funny, not funny may not be the right word. It's in doing these interviews with filmmakers, so often the way they get access is some sort of coincidental relationship. I mean, it's always, opportunities come from other people. And but it's rarely such a direct connection. It's more you meet somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and then all of a sudden you have the beginning of the story. You you use archival footage in the film, which is compelling, and that's something I know independent filmmakers really struggle with, is how to get access to archival footage. So what was your process? Was it difficult?
Um, well, the I didn't feel it as difficult, but I was unreliable about that because I was so determined. I knew I will get it no matter what, one way or another. I was just, and I just told them why I want to do it, and they persuaded. Some of them wanted to know some of my work. Now I must add that I was not immediately a filmmaker in my life. I was a professional dancer before, and choreographer, and I had a company, etc. And I just then started to make film, or not to make film, to study. I did make film; it was my first one, and I started actually with making film about the German expressionist painters in the turn of the century, and in its context of history. It was interesting to me. My father was a collector. The house was full of paintings. So I didn't grow up with him. But
And the language barrier wasn't difficult when you were, did you hire a translator?
yes, oh yes,
Right,
I do that constantly. That was a hindrance, but a hindrance to overcome.
right. Do and today I could answer this question. I could say what I think, but I'm much more interested in what you think is the relevance of your film today.
Very much. But I'm very interested to also hear what you said. What you said. Um, I would like to, if you don't mind, to read something that is relevant. Um,
Please.
and then you can cut it later.
Okay.
Want you? Um, that will answer the question in a way. Um, 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 the situation in 1933 in Germany, it's about that. Every social, political, and religious institute in Germany was gradually weakened and usurped or destroyed by the Nazi Party. Hitler, not merely content with political power, brought every aspect of German life under his control. Thus, he dictated not only political, but social, spiritual, ideological, and recreational lives of Germans, as well within one, as well as within 1 year of his appointment as Chancellor, Hitler had implemented purging, assassination, and takeover of the media, police, church, and civil service, while outlawing all other political parties and constitutional regulations. He enforced the new legislation with all organized violence. He had seized power legally and then set about destroying the very legal system that had brought him to power. I'm reading that because this is described where we are today. They just have to change the name of the top in a short way to explain. And
Right.
and and the fact that these people who resisted had a choice. They didn't have to do what they had to do. And they knew what will happen if they will. And yet they did it, and it gets to me until today. Just so in truth, I'm looking for these people now.
Right. Well, let's hope history does not exactly repeat itself, but I mean, the parallels are undeniable,
Yeah.
certainly. Um, on that note, I will bid you adieu and thank you for spending some time with us. The film is very powerful, and as you eloquently replied, it's incredibly relevant today and will live on. So thank you, Hava. Uh,
Thank you for your words.
thank you.